Hello, welcome. Just wait for a few people to drop in. Normally got a little indicator that tells me how many people are in, but it's not showing up for some reason. With you in a minute. Just taking some dispersible painkillers. So, yeah, where is that little counter that normally tells me how many people are in here? It's vanished. Okay, let me just bring that up and see whether... No, I don't know where it's gone. So it's been a while since, I don't know now, is it 3 weeks since the last one I've done of these? And honestly, it was touch and go whether there was going to be one tonight. I really did want to get one out tonight though. But yeah, so it's probably best for me to try and just briefly explain that I do what I do this modeling because of lots of health reasons. So I'm stuck in the house a lot. Not going to go into details with them now, but I will do a video on that another time. Over the past year or so, it just appears my health has deteriorated quite a bit. I don't know why. Teeth are falling out. They're causing me lots of problems. I'm getting severe pain from bones and joints and muscles, and really not like ordinary pain, but really quite severe. And it's led to me cancelling a few of the live streams that were on a Wednesday night. And tonight, I've got problems with the teeth again, and I've also got the start of frozen shoulder, which plagues me throughout the year. And more than likely by this time tomorrow, this shoulder will be seized up completely, and I won't be able to model for a few days. So I wanted to get at least another live stream done before that happens, because I really don't like missing all these Wednesday nights. I like to stick to the routine, and it annoys me when I have to change that routine and miss doing the live stream, because I enjoy doing it. It's all part of modeling for me. So that's why they've been a bit hit and miss over the past few weeks, and they may well continue to be a bit hit and miss. Hoping not, but you know, we'll wait and see on that. So with that said, I've got a new venture that I'm trying to get off the ground. This is a really important thing for me, and I want to try and get a podcast going. I've sent some various messages out to random groups today. I'm primarily looking for co-hosts and people that want to be on there. I have asked some people, you know, and they're going to need to get back to me pretty soon because I need to make a move on this. Sitting around, I need to get started on it. So, you know, anyone's interested, drop me a private message. And I think what would happen is initially we'd sort of meet up in a private hangout, make sure we're on the same page, you know, throw some ideas around, and then we'll get together and we'll record some podcasts. And we'll set a date to put them out. Initially, I think it'll probably be every other week. And then, you know, proving how popular it is will depend on whether we go to weekly or carry on bi-weekly. So, yeah, that's one thing I wanted to mention. I think it's an area where there have been a few podcasts. I've looked into it, and I think that it could be an area that takes off well. People can put them on their headphones when they're going to work, or when they're going to work on their bikes, or, you know, walking the dog, anything like that. And it will be, we'll discuss topics each week. You know, we may discuss Vallejo one week, Airfix another week, priming another week. You know, it'll be that sort of format, but all very light-hearted. Try and make it, you know, as fun as possible, and we'll go from there. But that's something that I'm trying to get off the ground now. But I do need, I cannot do this on my own. Ideally, I really need somebody, at least 2 other people, to bounce stuff off in the podcast so that we can, you know, talk to each other. Maybe somebody that's good with computers and that sort of thing, because, you know, I can do it myself, and I probably will to begin with. But if it's successful with this show and also all the other things I've got going on around the house, you know, it'd be better if there's somebody to share that workload with me. So that's that. That's my little announcement, as it were. What have I been building? I've actually done I say quite a bit. I've actually done not a lot in the last couple of weeks because I had a dry socket. They extracted a tooth, and the clot didn't form in the socket, and so basically the nerve endings were just exposed, and there was no cushioning for them. So I've not been in the right frame of mind for modelling at all. Added to that, my B12's wearing off as well, so I've got some issues staying awake as well at the moment until I get that topped up, which should be on Friday, if the frozen shoulder doesn't stop me. It's a nightmare, it really is. But one thing I did get finished. Oh, please bear with me a second. I'll just bring this. I got this finished, which is the Pro3 Pack MiG-21R. I'm really pleased with it. It came out really well. I've gone for a mottled approach on the wings. Left it with a slight sheen, a very slight sheen. It's not completely matte, but you know, I'm really pleased with it. I've used artistic license a little bit, in that obviously these are the fuel tanks on the edge wing, on the edges of the wing there, and obviously they're not white, but I just wanted to do them white. So I also didn't put all of the decals on because there was a ton of decals. There were so many decals, it was unbelievable. And yeah, so I got that finished. I've just noticed the pitot tube's been snapped off. I don't know when that happened. I have another one, that's not a problem. I can get that swapped out. Annoying, but not an issue. Yeah, and I'm really quite pleased with it. So it was nice to get something finished. So I haven't had something finished for quite some time. So yeah, it was really nice to get that one done and off the desk. Although it's going to have to come back on just to have that pitot tube done. And then it'll be good to go. So we'll pop that back. So I had to pick my next kit, and I've been seeing a lot of people doing tanks, and I thought, you know what, I want to give a tank a go. Sorry, let me just push that up a little bit. I thought I want to give a tank a go, so I decided that I was going to go with the US main battle tank. And so this is my now I'm going to say I was initially going to say I've never built a tank before, which is not entirely correct. I built a teeny tiny Airfix one. I think it was a Churchill 176 scale or something ridiculous, and it literally was sort of that big, very, very small, and I built that. And I also had a remote controlled tank which snapped together. It was literally a few pieces that just snip, 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 and they just went together. It wasn't a proper tank build. So this was my first 135th proper tank build. And I'll bring you down now so that you can see it. So where over the past few nights I've been working on obviously the bottom part of the tank. We've got the armored plate that goes underneath, so it protects the inside from any IEDs going off or anything they roll over from puncturing up through the center. There's no internal with this kit. It's just external, but I'm not too worried about that. We've got little bits of PE everywhere. And we've got, did I glue this one down? No, I haven't glued it down yet, but I am going to glue it down. It's a driver's hatch, and it just keeps, every time I turn it over, it just keeps falling off. So I'm going to glue that down, I think. You know, it's a lovely kit. It's gone together really well. The odd thing with it is that when you get it, I've done quite a bit on this, and it's all small parts. All these lights at the rear, these doors, you know, this light cluster here, and then you've got all the small gubbins and bits down the side. You can see where the glue's gone on. And there's just so many tiny pieces that goes to make this tank. And it's got the torsion bars. I'm starting to learn the lingo already. they're just run through there and they just clip on. I haven't really come across any problems with the kit itself. The instructions are generally very good. In some parts, they're a bit confusing because they've got them orientated the wrong way, especially step 14. If I remember correctly, let me just see. I had quite a bit of trouble with step 14. In that it has, you can't tell, but it has these tiny little steps at the bottom. It has them on this back side when you orientate it the same way. But they are in fact on this side. So, you know, you get the other piece, which has them on the right side if you put that like that. But then when you have them on the right side, then that's the wrong way around. So, you know, it was a bit, a lot of fiddling about with that because it was wrong. And there was a couple of other pieces where I think there was one set where they'd got the numbers the wrong way around. So, and this is, by the way, this is the, I believe it's called Tusk. I've gone for the Tusk, no, Tusk 2, this is. And it's their reactive armor. It's explosive reacted armor. I don't exactly know how explosive reacted armor looks. It was my intention to go and look at it before I came on, but I started getting problems with pain, so my mind was elsewhere, and it still is to be, you know, for a degree. Bear with me a second, I've just got to finish these painkillers off. So we're coming up to the tank tracks, which I decided to do on this live stream tonight. I know there's a few people that are actually looking forward to me doing the tank tracks. I think for reasons they think that there's going to be a few problems, and they're looking forward to seeing the fallout of that. So I'm going to give it a go. Tank tracks are the primary reason I never ever got involved with tanks, because whenever I went into a hangout anywhere or a room with other people and they'd be building tanks, they would always moan about tank tracks. And people would always be laughing at other people building tank tracks, and they'd take the mick and so on, you know, all in a friendly manner. But I thought to myself, that is not for me. Tank tracks are not for me. They sound, they don't sound fun. So I stayed away from tanks all this time because of that. Sorry, I'm just still finishing this. So months and months ago, I went and bought this. I've never had it out of the packet, actually. I'm not sure whether it'll work with these. I'm going to look at the method they've got and then see whether I can get it to work on this or not. We'll see. For hobbycraft only. All right, so not exactly sure. We'll wait and see whether that's any use to me or not. But so we'll move this tank off to the side. There's another interesting thing that I noticed. Always noticed when people were picking up their tanks, when I was watching various people, Stuart Avery, for example, he does a lot of armour building, and they would always be very careful picking their tanks up. You know, they very gingerly pick them up and place them down. Whereas with aircraft, they're a bit more robust when it comes to picking them up and handling them. Generally, I've never felt the need to be very sort of gingerly around my builds. But then I came to do this, and I noticed that everywhere, all over the surface of these kits, are these tiny little handles, you know, such as this little tiny handle here, and these tiny little lights here, this tiny little frame. And then we come round, we've got the photo etch that's held on by literally just a wisp of glue around the edge there. And you know, I suddenly realized these tiny little clips that go on. There's one coming off already. And I realised that the reason people are so ginger around these is the fact that, there you go, things just are going to come off. They're going to come away because, and that's why people are so careful when they're handling armour vehicles, which is ironic given that they're supposed to be the strongest thing on the, in real terms. They are absolute beasts in theatre. Yet the models of them are so delicate. I felt the irony in that was rather. So there we go. Let me just pop that in the little dish that I've got. I've got a little dish somewhere that I keep all the tiny little greeble bits in. I know it's under there. There we go. So we're going to look at the main tank tracks now, and we're going to start. I'm not sure what the way I think they've done it. I think they have. So yeah, each one comes with a jig of sorts. So we can just cut that off there. And this is going to be their way of helping us along with this. So they're saying to cut. So we need to put E3, which are these pads, these tank pads here, track pads. We need to cut at a time 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of them off at a time. So now I could go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so let's just cut a few of these off. Now, if you find this monotonous, there's different ways you could do it. You could go around and cut all the tank tracks off, and then go around and cut all the links off. But if you want to prevent getting really bored, just do a few at a time, so you're constantly changing what you're doing. Now I'm using the display cutters, which should help me get right up close to the pads. So I've just cut 2 rows off there. Now we're just going to pick each one up, have a close look. I mean, they're not too bad. And we just want to, yeah, the display cutters have done a good job. They've gone really up close to the just need to give these a gentle rub. That one's not as good, so that one needs a little bit more. Right, we're okay. There we go. There's one that doesn't look very good. Bring our little link over, our little pad, and we see they've got to go down, flat pad down. Obviously it makes sense because they're going to be, having sausage fingers is not a great way of achieving. Already I can see that these are not going to be fun. We'll persevere with this one just to get a sense of, might need some tweezers. Whether I might need some, oh dear Lord, this is going to take forever. I know now what John was going on about. I've only put 4, oh dear. Right, I'm not liking this. Come on. I don't know whether I'd be better off doing these one at a time on their own. Oh man, this is awful. Right. That's one side done. Right, so the trick appears to be to go in from the side and just drop them and push them on like that. Come on. Come on. There we go. 2 more. Two more. And it's saying do not cut. No, do not glue. Sorry, that's a do not glue sign. Their do not cut. Their do not glue looks very much like the end of a scalpel, but it's right. You do not want to. Right, so then we come along with a row of those. Now they appear to already be in rows by the looks of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they're already in rows. So it is saying to take that part of the sprue off. Right, so okay. And then chop there. And chop there. So you end up with your section like that. And then they're saying that you need to put those on that way. So it's looking like another instance where they're giving out incorrect information on their drawing, because they've got the sprue with the little sprue gates on the top. But if you have the sprue gates on the top, like they are there, they're sitting on top of each of the, then by putting that down on there, you're putting them on upside down, because these little bits here need to be that way around, so that you've got the little notches there for the centerpiece to come on in and take. So let's just drop them on. Now, am I supposed to glue them on? I don't know if I'm supposed to glue that on or not. Let me just check. That goes down onto that. Hold on, what do we got here? Now that's painting. We'll deal with that afterwards. I'm not worrying about that at the moment. So the next piece we need, it goes over like that. They've got to go on things are not going well here. Well, that's on okay. This should just glue on. just check what the middle section looks like when that's fitted. I need to cut, so there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 6s as well. And they're going to go on so. Well, they won't go on like that. Okay, let's try. Right, here we go. No, come on. We've had some come off. I'm guessing that's what's meant to happen. You push down. Oh, damn. I'm taking it that this goes. You get better as time goes on. Because at the moment, this is a nightmare. Let me go and see what's happening in the chat. Oh, what was that? Come on. Oh wow, I'm rapidly losing interest in this. I've got one there that needs to go in. I don't want to put any glue on yet because I know the minute I add glue to this, it's going to turn into some sludge fest. Now that's not gone on right. Right. You know what? It may take longer, but I think I'm going to have more success doing these one at a time. Maybe not. Oh, I see what the problem is here. The gap's not wide enough. Right, what's going on here? Let me look at this now. So the problem I seem to be having, and what's causing me the most problem here at this present moment in time, is the gap between the runners. Where them two lines are, either side of the trackpad. Oh, come on. These have to seat in. These sit in there. But that is so wide, and they are not wide enough, basically. I can't do it because I can't hold my arms up without shaking. That is a real problem. Now, obviously, loads of people have built this kit. Loads of people. So it can't be the kit. Why is this not? It's just not working. So I've got it in one. That's what's happening. I've got the slot in one, but it's not going up. Let me just bring that down a little bit. So, do you see? Do you see the problem? That needs to go to there, and it's not going to work. There's no way that's going to work like that. Let's have a look at the chat. Right, so it goes between the larger gap. That's what you're saying. It goes between the larger gap. The links go between each pad, hence the larger gap. Oh, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Right, I see. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean now. Oh, of course. What an idiot I am. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I see it. Right. Of course. I hope that's going to make it easier. Oh, come on. At this rate, it's going to take me a year just to get the track links done. Maybe I could change and do a diorama of a broken down. Maybe that'll be my specialty. Broken down tanks that have lost their tracks. Yeah. Hopefully this will go a lot better now. So already they're going, I'm getting them to go back on here a lot easier than I did the first time. I've now found my groove on that. Just pick up one at a time and slot it in from the side. I mean, if you've got thin fingers, you'd have no trouble doing this, I don't think. Slide this one on. There we go. Excellent. Right. They're all in. Right, let's try and get these lined up again a bit. And once again, just make sure. Yep. Now, let me position them right this time. All right, okay. Okay, yeah. Good to go on the first. Got a couple come out at the end. No, that's come away. Right, that went in a lot better that time. Crappy pair of tweezers. Need a decent pair of tweezers. Right, let's get that. I'm fighting the urge to throw these across the room. A very real urge. All right. Don't you dare come out. Don't you dare come out. Now, where do I glue that? Because if I glue that, do I glue them along the back of the links there? Where is it saying to glue? No glue, so not along each link, no. So we come along with this. And these glue on Doesn't say to glue them on either. I just go down onto there. So apparently you just come along and glue that onto the top. Okay. Oh, fuck, a bit of it's going to go off onto the tracks. There's nothing I can do about that. Brushes at it. Let me apply a bit on here instead. And then that goes down on there like that. Colin's asking how much is in the silent swear box. Well, I owe it some, Colin. In fact, I need to buy some more. Oh man, I cannot believe how long that took. That's like, oh my god, that's like half an hour to do 6. Half an hour to do 6. So, Mr. Loft's model making, I can't remember your name. Vince, is it Vince? Wait till you do any. I'm not even trying to say that. Shactel work, half track. Even the metal ones become a headache. Oh man. I haven't got 20 quid for these Sprue ones. I keep hearing about these Sprue ones, but. And then I guess I've just got to cut them off. I mean, how secure are these in here? Is this not something supposed to go over the... Oh, I see, yeah. And then you've got to put another 6 on the back. Right, I get it. So now it's saying to cut. Yeah, they're not glued on very well at all. Yeah, that's not glued on there very well at all. Why is that not... come on. Glue's running out. So let's pop that back on there because that's not dry yet. As soon as that's dry, I'm going to cut that off. And then we're going to put the back ones on. So with that one there like that, let's see. Now, I don't think this is going to help. Is this going to work with these? This bit of kit here? Will this work with these? Can somebody tell me? Because I don't want to make a fool of myself getting this out of the package and then finding that it's not going to work. Anyone got any thoughts on that? I'll just wait and see whether somebody can. So this is the track maker assembly jig for track links, but I think therefore a different type of track link. Because they need to be spaced out, don't they? A little bit. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work for them. Right, now I have a tiny vise, Colin, but it's set on the side of the table. It's not going to help me where it is. I'm just, because what I'm thinking is with this device here, maybe if that device went in there, we're going to have to open it up to have a look. Let's have a look. Get scissors. Not going to know until Christ almighty. Right, the scissors won't cut through the plastic. That's a brilliant start. Try a different pair of scissors. Good Lord. So we're going to have to try the knife. Sorry, just checking on a message that has just come through. Let's get a knife on this. Well, the plastic they've got this in is like some of the thickest plastic I've ever come across. Right. Righty-ho. Right, we're out. Put that in the bin. Right, let's have a look. So, can that go in there for a start? I believe it can. So let's go up the middle, because there's a few more of these coming with each. There's about 5 sprues full of track pads, so there's about 5 of these. So if this works, you could in theory, put them all in a line and run a line through. So we'll see. So they're in there like that now. So let's get our next lot of pads on. And we can use the sides to drop the pads in, but I already see a problem, and the problem being that you've got no way of leaving this shoulder on here, leaving this sprue on when you attach them to the side. And they actually extend past the sprue. So literally all you can use this for is to put, if it's as if this helps putting them on each of the pads. I apologise for my nippers, they need adjusting. I adjusted them so they wouldn't snap together at the end and blunt each other, but I've adjusted them too far, so now they're not quite shearing off every time, so I just need to close the gap up a little bit. So we could probably load 5 up at a time with these, because the edges stop them from falling off each side, and then loosen them off. My hands are a bit shaky as well, which is not helping the process. But I've never done them before, so, and I wanted to do this live. I don't like to, I could have practiced this afternoon and then come on, but then that wouldn't help people that are new to the hobby. That wouldn't help them understand. You know, it would just make it look as though I could go straight in and do this no problem. And then when they have trouble, or if they have trouble. So there we go. That's gone a lot better this time. Let me just cut another one off here. We'll cut another set of them off. Now ready, and cut the next set of them off, and they're ready. Right. There we go. And that's gone on a lot neater and all. Now the question is, is it all going to fall apart when I take them off? So we just slide them down. We could actually probably, if we slide that out of the way, could we put them on here? Is that going to fit? We could butt that up to there. No, it's coming out a bit. Okay. And then, oh, one went awry there. Oh. There we go. Oh, damn it. Well, I see what's right. I know exactly what went wrong with that one. This little bumper here, I forgot to cut it off, and it's not allowed me to push down either side. So can we fix it? Yes, we can. Oh, come on. Right. And we've got one more at that end and one more at this end. Okay. I hate tank tracks. Just quickly looking at the chat. Yeah. So yeah, this is waste of time. This I think this is the sort of thing that I'm going to have to sit down and do a little bit, like 6 at a time, 6 a day. Oh man, I fucking hate this. I do not like this at all. All right. Let's go again. Honestly, don't see what's wrong with the rubber ones, the rubber band ones. So let's leave that on there. Now, by now, I'm hoping that this one should be ready to come over and have these snipped off. So first of all, I'm just going to snip from the side. Get rid of that. And then I've got to get these sorted out. There we go. And then we've got to come along and put the pads on the top. So get rid of that. So we want what? 1, 2, 3, 6, 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right. One of those hasn't. Two has fallen off now. Yeah. Oh. Count to 10, count to 10. Count to 10. Me Hulk, me strong. Did you? Ooh. If I could grab hold of the person that designed these right now. The thing is, these are just going to keep falling off, surely. Surely they're just going to keep falling off. Oh, come on. I wanted a good pair of tweezers. So I changed to the good pair of tweezers, but now they're too good. They won't let go of the piece. I think I'm going to have to run a tiny little bit of glue just down the... Oh, come on. They're just going to keep falling off. It's... Oh, man. You know, I'm beginning to think my initial instincts were right. When I started, I did say that I'd stayed away from tanks because of track links, because I'd heard so many people say they didn't enjoy them. But that was they're just falling off. Oh, come on. I don't know what else to do. They've got to go around the corners at the front, haven't they? So they've got to be able to... I just don't see how I'm going to... Is my only option to get through all? Are they the same? Are they just as difficult? Can somebody tell me? Yeah, I think you're right. I think it needs a dab of glue. It doesn't say that though. No, in fact, it says do not glue. Yeah, it actually says do not glue, Joe. But I think you're right. I think you're going to have to. if I could just get them on. Just get them on. Hold on, I've got a plan. I've got a plan. Right. Let's flip that on. Right. With one short. Oh, and they've all fallen out. Yeah, no idea how fucking angry I am at the moment with these. I'm trying my best to stay very calm. Right. Get one ready. And yes. Progress. Yes. A lot better. Oh, I can feel the stress leaving me. Honestly, I see no other way of doing it. I know it says don't glue, and I'm hoping that the glue's staying out of the where the links are supposed to turn. I'm not actually trying to get glue in there. But I suppose it's going to be inevitable. We'll see in a minute. Once I cut these top links off, you see there's a bit gone into the come over. I wonder whether you might be better off just doing this literally one link at a time. So like, I'm just wondering whether you could drop glue in from the hole on the other side. That's not gone on. You can't put that one on. Huh. Otherwise we're missing a link. That one has to stay off. What are we at? So there we go. Little hiccup there. Let's remember not to. Let's remember not. Not to glue the ends. And just so that nobody else makes that mistake. What I mean is just nearly knocked the glue over then. Just at this end, I'll put the pad on over there, and I closed up a link that had not got a link already running through it. And I can only imagine the trauma that would have happened to this kit if I'd have done all of these, the whole lot, and then gone to put them together only to realise that I'd glued the end shut. It would have been newsworthy. There we go. There we go. And yeah. There we go. Put another one of these on. Some of them click in and others don't. And again, I can't put another pad on there unless I add another link on first, and then I could put another pad on. But for now, how strong's that joint on the, whoop, what came off there? I just got another one. It's just one that came off there. I think you've just got to let that glue go off. If I start cutting sections off that now, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, it's as I thought. And you've got one more that's got to go on. And then I honestly don't know what's going to happen with this tank now. I can't see me sitting for the next God knows how long fighting with these, which is a really big disappointment. I was really enjoying building this. But honestly, I have to try and, it's important I keep my blood pressure down. With me having a heart condition as well, getting stressed out with them is not a great way of dealing with that. Yeah, that's really pissed me off. Didn't like them at all. And there's so many more of them. Okay. So just having a look, Chris Barber. No, not having fun. So let's go back through the chat. There's been quite a lot going on. Oh, come on. Oh, yeah, so there was a swear box was the last time. Chris Barber came in, Carpet Monster Food, yeah, you're right. And then Joe sent a link for Through Model tracks, which I haven't, I don't have the money for those, but maybe that's the way you've got to do them. Money well spent, yeah. John Paul says, should try to maybe make a jig for doing the tracks, yeah. Fester said he uses a tiny voice to do a section of 10 links. I believe he may have sent me a picture to that. I'll have a look in a short while. I haven't had a chance to have a look yet. Joe says, no idea, never used one. Joe's got a good point. Use the 3D printer to make yourself your own custom jig. Now there's an idea. Mr. Loth's model making, those voices are aimed at plastic and resin fully cast links rather than multi-part ones like Mini Art and Bronco as well. There's several small manufacturers for resin ones. Those are clicked together so you can set the width and slide in link by link, yeah. Joanna Hammond, I have to at Joanna Hammond, sorry. I have to, as grip issues due to MS. Joe says, I know how you feel for hand issues, that my left hand still does not work correctly. Yeah, it didn't work out well for you, that operation, did it? Colin says it won't stop him enjoying life. Jan dropped in. Oh no, Jan was just leaving. I have to go. Hope you feel better soon. Colin says night. Joe says night. Don't they require a dab of glue between top and bottom pad? Oh yeah, I remember reading that. Yes, so that made sense, Joe. But the instructions definitely say do not glue. Keep it on the jig until the upper pads are attached and glued. Get a set of rubber band tracks. They're not that bad. I like the rubber band tracks. Can you buy them for this kit? Maybe that's the way for me to go forward. I'm clearly not cut out for this time-consuming. For all depends on which track. I had no issues with them. Make sure you don't put the back piece on for the pads that are missing a link, or you'll have issues later on. Make sure you don't put the back piece on for the pads that are missing a link. Okay, I think that's what I did actually do. For all the good, I had no problem with them. Joe goes on to say, when he realises he's glued on a pad that cannot be connected to another link anymore, I think the stress is going to return. Yeah, I did do that. I agree. Now 2. Oh, did I do 2? Hold on. Where's that gone? Did I do 2? Now 2. Yay. Bob says lol. Do you think he was secretly reading chat? No, honestly, I've not been secretly reading chat. I will admit, compared to the Trumpeter T90 track, these Meng M1A1 tracks don't look that bad. So that's 6 links down, 154 to go. I think he's having fun. No, I wasn't. Right, so has he gone? No, haven't gone. Never built a tank before. My dad did at one time, long time ago. So that's basically chat up to date. I don't know. How many of these is there? There's 100 and I don't know. There's a lot. But now I'm reading that you might be able to get rubber band. No, it does. They are turning. But they're also falling off as well. Yeah, no, I'm not. I did, I say I've never done tracks before, but I've just realised I did do I done the D9R, the Doom, big bloody heavy bulldozer. I done the tracks on that. Now, although they didn't go great, I didn't have anywhere near the problems I had with them were the glue not sticking in certain areas. Which now, if I built that D9R now, I wouldn't have that problem because my experience and skill set with glue is a lot better than it was when I built that. So I would definitely wouldn't have trouble with that now. So I have done a set of tracks before, but they were not as complicated as this. I say complicated; it's not complicated. They just line up and go together. But they just keep falling apart on me. Here we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Got 2 there. Two there. One, two. There we go. 1, 2. And we've got 1 there. So we need 3. 1. 2. And 3 on the end. Come on. And then we've got one on the end there. There we go. There we go. Press that down. I don't know, would you not be better off putting the top pads on and then this bit down between the two? Not sure. Right, let's just get this top middle bit glued on. At least then I've done 2 bits instead of just 1. There we go. And then we can want to leave them on there. I don't really want to do them. Just keep them on there. Right. I'm going to leave it there. I think I'm going to leave them there for now. So if any of you want to drop into the offline hangout, which carries on after this, then just click the link that was also the link for this live one, and it'll bring you straight into this room, and we will have gone off live by then. So thanks for watching. Apologies for not being on the last few weeks, but it's ill health and it's probably going to continue. I'll try and get these out when I can. And I look forward to hopefully seeing you all next week. So bye for now and good night.